Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drayhon, and welcome back to another Dungeons and Dragons character conversion. I do apologize for the late upload. Life is unpredictable, and my car needed repairs. So I had to change up my recording location, which was my car, to a different location. Currently, well, as you can tell, I'm in a room with a lot of echo. Today we are talking about Kirby, from Kirby's Dream Land and the other Kirby games, as well as a TV show. Right back at ya. Which, really, the only experience I really have with Kirby is the cartoon, which is very little, and the video game Kirby's Dream Land for the Game Boy. So, at least I have a little bit more experience with Kirby than I do with some of the other characters that I have converted. Well, let's just go ahead and get on with it. For stats, once again, we are going with the point-buy system. Strength is going to be a 13. Dexterity is going to be a 12. Constitution is going to be a 15 because he can take a hit. He's pretty malleable. Intelligence is going to be an 8 because he's kind of dumb. Wisdom is going to be a 12. This is not really by choice because of the classes I have to use. And 13 is going to be our charisma. Because, well, he's well liked, even though he's pretty dumb. For race, we are going with the Changeling. This is because of his ability to copy the enemies he ingests. It makes the most sense, in my opinion, to go with the Changeling. You'll get a +2 to your charisma, and we're going to go with a +1 to wisdom. You get the shape changer ability and changeling instincts. So this will make our wisdom a 13 and charisma a 15. For background, we're going with a far traveler. He is a pilgrim. For Dungeons and Dragons reasons, Underdark, unless your dungeon master is a little lenient, and decides, sure, you can go with Outer Realms as where you're from. Of course, you have the feature of all eyes on you. For skills, we have Insight and Perception. Tools, well, you get a musical instrument, maybe the flute, maybe a lute or a lyre, something that Kirby knows how to use, which I don't really know. A microphone really isn't a instrument per se. Languages, you can choose any language you want. It's up to you. Probably something that's good for your setting. The most common race next to common. For characteristics, I just went with some basic characteristics. These aren't exactly from the Far Traveler. This is more for the Urchin. And this flaw, well, technically that is his weakness, a heal. But I just went with things that kind of fit. Moving on to his class, I wanted to go with Druid, because he's just, it kind of fits. It's the only thing I could really think of that would fit Kirby's style. For proficiencies, we have the light armor, medium armor, and shields. Of course, you can't really use metal with the Druid as far as armor and shields go. Now, you got a hit die of 1d8. Your hit points are only a 10 when you start out, but that's not going to matter too much later on. Your Hit points at higher levels is going to be 1d8 plus Constitution modifier per Druid level. You also get proficiency with clubs, daggers, darts, javelins. For some reason, we have a typo. There we go. Much better. Maces, not makes. My goodness, what is wrong with this stupid keyboard? Quarterstaff, scimitar, sickles, slings, and spears. You also get the herbalism kit, as well as saving throws for intelligence and wisdom. For skills, just grab nature and survival. They seem the best fit. I honestly don't know what's wrong with this stupid keyboard. Druidic. There you go. You know Druidic, which is a special language of Druids. You also have special spell casting, which is going to be using your wisdom modifier. Next, you'll have ritual casting to work with. Level 2 druids get wild shape, and you get a druid circle. Go with Circle of the Stars. This will get your star map in your starry form, which fits with one of Kirby's movesets. I believe it's when he inhales either his star wand or his starship. I don't remember. Moving on to level 3, you don't really get anything. Level 4 druid will get a ability score improvement as well as a wild shape improvement. Grab dexterity, make it a 14. And it's going to be important for our next level, which is going to be 1 level in monk. You'll have proficiencies in all simple weapons and short swords, which is important because of the transformation that Kirby gets. He can use a sword. You also get unarmored defense, which will make your AC 10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your wisdom modifier. And you also get martial arts, which is important for Kirby's character, because he's not exactly going to have a weapon on him at all times. Level 5 druid doesn't get anything. Level 2 monk will get key. Your save DC is going to be using your wisdom modifier, and you also have unarmored movement, increasing your speed by, I believe it was 10. At level 6 druid, you get the cosmic omen, which is pretty good. Level 7 druid doesn't really get anything. Level 3 monk, however, gets deflect missiles and your monastic tradition. And if you want to believe some of the theory videos that are out there, like with Matthew Patrick, for example, Way of the Long Death is the way to go for your monk. And you'll get the Touch of Death, which kind of makes sense for Kirby in the long run. It's one of the few videos that Matthew Pat has created that I agree with, at least somewhat. I'll make sure to have a link to that video in the description. And go ahead and check it out, and show Matthew Patrick a little bit of support. A little bit of support. Moving on to level 8 druid, we're going to go ahead and get another increase to our wild shape and an ability score. Grab 1 in dexterity and 1 in wisdom. At level 4 monk, if you want to go with the ability score improvement, you get go ahead and grab +2 in wisdom. Now, it doesn't matter if you get a feat or not. I forgot to put this in, but you'll get a slow fall no matter what. If you want a feat, grab a martial adept. This will give you 2 maneuvers. Go with riposte and trip attack. And you also get a superiority dice. At level 5 monk, you get an extra attack and a stunning strike. Level 9 druid doesn't really get anything, but level 10 druid, that gives you full of stars, which will improve your starry form. Which is pretty good, pretty good. Level 11 Druid doesn't really get anything, and for more. Now level 6 Monk, however, that is going to be very good. You'll get Key Empowered Strikes and your Hour of Reaping. And that is as far as we're going to go with the Monk. Level 12 Druid will get the if you want to get a feat, go with Weapon Master. You'll get 4 weapon proficiencies. Choose this wisely, and for simplicity, grab a net as one of those proficiencies. If you want to go with your ability score improvement, increase your dexterity and your constitution by 1. Level 13 Druid doesn't really get anything, but level 14 gets Star Flare, which is a pretty good ability, if I do say so myself. Now, spells. Now, Kirby really doesn't need spells, but there are some spells that are considerably equal to his abilities. So that's why I chose these particular spells. Like I said, it's not really important, but they seem to fit with Kirby's abilities. Now, equipment. Your starting equipment, you get a wooden shield, boomerang, leather armor, and a Thoros pack. Not really important. A set of traveler's clothes, the instrument that you were proficient with, flute, some poorly wrought maps from your homeland that depict where you are in, wherever their setting is. Get a piece of jewelry worth 10 gold pieces in the style of your homeland's craftsmanship, a pouch, and 5 gold pieces. It's just some basic stuff. Now, as recommendations go, just get a net. This is very important. So, imagine you're Kirby, walking around, and all of a sudden you see this, let's say, an animal you haven't seen before, that is in the CR range of your Druid's wild shape. You use a net, capture it in the net, and then proceed to violently devour it. Well, now you're in contact with that creature, so now you have it as a wild shape object. Makes sense, doesn't it? Well, I hope you enjoyed. That's all I have time for today. Apologies again for being late on posting. Until next time, this has been Drayhan, and I am offline.